Today on our 2016 Thor Chateau, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Roadmaster Reflex Steering Stabilizer with mounting brackets for Class C motorhomes. Part number RM-RBK24-RSSC. Here's what our steering stabilizer looks like fully installed. It's going to replace our factory stabilizer, and it's going to help maintain the vehicle tracking down center and help correct oversteering. Now there is a variety of things that can make your vehicle veer, whether it be crosswinds, uneven pavement, or even a tire blowout. The key to a pleasant and safe driving experience is learning how to deal with these situations. Now our steering stabilizer is going to work to return the vehicle to center when something happens that causes it to swerve or jolt. The steel spring is going to be working constantly to help maintain the vehicle going in a forward neutral position. When it's compressed, the spring is going to push back out, and when the spring is extended, it's going to be pulling back in. Now, whether you're upgrading from your factory one or replacing it, it's definitely going to have a lot more tension than our factory stabilizer here. Now, our stabilizer is going to mount directly to the frame, and on the other end, it's going to connect to our tie rod. Now, a tight connection between the two means it's going to keep our suspension and steering components right where they should be, and it's going to try to keep the vehicle going straight. So we took our vehicle down to our test course, and I could immediately notice a difference. With the steering stabilizer on, as soon as I came out of a turn, it wanted to return to center and keep tracking straight. And through our slalom course, I felt that I had much better control of the vehicle, and it genuinely wanted to come back and return going straight, opposed to just keep veering off to the side. Now each one of these kits is going to come with our steering stabilizer and custom brackets for your application. Now that we've gone over some of the features and benefits, let's show you how we get it installed. To begin our installation, we're going to need to remove our factory steering dampener, and we're going to have a couple different connection points. Now on the rod end of our steering dampener, it's going to attach to a bracket and go around our steering linkage. Now we're going to need to remove these 4 bolts because we're going to be removing the bracket as well. Now I'm going to be using a 13mm socket to remove these nuts. And once we have those removed, we can pull the U-bolt out and repeat the same process for the other one. Now if we come to the cylinder end of our steering dampener, we're going to have 2 bolts on the inside of our frame here, as well as one going into the bottom of our frame right here. Now again, we'll be using a 13mm socket to remove those. I just do want to mention when you get ready to take out the last bolt, you want to make sure you have a firm hold on your steering stabilizer in the bracket, because there won't be anything and it will come falling down. Now we're going to need to come to our frame bracket that they provide in our kit, and it's going to be the one with the 2 holes vertically. It's going to have a small tab with another slotted hole. Now we're going to line these up with our factory holes in our frame here, and you want to make sure that the circular hole is on the bottom and that this lip right here is going to go up against the frame so it lines up like this. Now we're going to take the supplied hardware in our kit. We're going to take our M10 bolts, followed by a lock washer, and then a flat washer to secure it to the weld nuts in the frame. So right now I'm just going to get one of them in place so it can support itself, and then I'll get the rest of my hardware in. Now that it's all in place, I'm going to be coming back with a 17mm socket and snug up all my hardware. Next, we're going to need to attach our tie rod bracket. Now, the 4 holes are going to be going against our bar here, and you want to make sure the tab with the circular hole is going towards the other bracket we just installed. Now, the way we're going to attach these is we're going to take the supplied U-bolts in our kit, and we're going to go around the bar and line up the holes, and then we're going to come back and put the rest of our hardware in place. So we're going to take a flat washer and put it over our U-bolt. Then we're going to come back with a nylon locking nut and put it on there hand tight for now. Now we're going to repeat this for the other U-bolt and all the other remaining hardware that we have. So the end result should look like this, and it should be able to move freely on our tie rod here. Now we can take our stabilizer here, and I want to mention that the end that's going to be going to the passenger side that's attached to our frame is going to be the cylinder end, and the rod end is going to be going on our tie rod. Now if we start on the cylinder end, we can remove the nut, the plate, and one of the bushings so that we have a threaded rod like that. Now we're going to insert it into our bracket and then reinstall the bushing, the plate, and the nut on the end. Now we're just going to leave this hand tight for right now, and we can get the other end connected. Now on the other end, we're going to remove the nut, the plate, and the bushing as well. Now you do want to make sure you leave one bushing on there. You're only going to remove one of them. Now I'm going to rotate my tie rod bracket. I'm going to line it up so that the rod can come through, and then I'm going to replace my bushing, the plate, and the nut. It may take a little bit of effort to push it in to get that nut back on. Now that we have everything loosely in place, we're going to want to take our stabilizer and our tie rod bracket and rotate it until it's nice and level, but we do want to make sure that it's not going to interfere with our radiator hose here. So once we have it pretty close to level, we can go ahead and snug up the 4 nuts on our tie rod bracket. I'm going to be using a 9/16 socket. And I just want to mention, you want to alternate going back and forth, that way you can tighten it down evenly. Now you want to take your tie rod and you want to make sure that everything's moving and you're not going to run into any interference, and make sure all your bolts are nice and snug now. Now we're going to come to the end of our stabilizer, and at each end we're going to have another nut. Now we're going to need to tighten those down until the stabilizer itself is not able to spin. So I'm going to take a 9/16 socket, and alternating between each side, I'm going to keep snugging them down until this doesn't spin anymore. Now we're going to torque down our U-bolts that are attached to our tie rod bracket to the specified amount in the instructions. And again, you want to alternate, making sure you get a nice even pressure. And we'll repeat that for the remaining nuts. And that'll finish up our look at the Roadmaster Reflex Steering Stabilizer with mounting brackets for Class C motorhomes, part number RM-RBK24-RSSC on our 2016 Thor.
Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at eTrailer.com. And leave us a comment if you have any questions.